Welcome to T2T with Tom Pfeiffer and Ty Martin.
Saw a reel yesterday morning, and it was at the LPGA. They were giving out cheese curds.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Did you see that? And the one girl came back like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, let's talk about that because I prefer fried cheese curds anyways. I mean, I don't get me wrong, the cheese curds are good, but come on. Culver's fried cheese curds, I mean,
are the worst. Seriously? They're terrible.
Good. They're okay.
They're not good. Come on. They're no. The best cheese curds are a fresh cheese curd with a homemade batter and deep fried. Okay, we're gonna have a cheese curd. Yeah,
Dude, in a pinch. Okay.
No, not in a pinch.
Oh my god. Okay.
Culver's cheese curds are terrible.
They're not bad, man.
Okay, I'm gonna totally play the villain in this one.
Well, we can just start right now. I mean,
all right, go ahead, do the intro, and we're just gonna roll right.
Oh, we're doing it right now. This is it right here. No,
I mean, it was that reel was amazing. Fresh cheese curds to the ladies of the LPGA. I think there was one that kind of shook her head and said, "No, this isn't for me."
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I do not remember her name, but she came back. I think it was at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the villain. I do not like Culver's cheese curds. I actually don't really enjoy Culver's in general.
Well, I mean, it is one of the better fast food restaurants around, though. And I'm talking about fast food restaurants, right?
That's fine. I get that. And, and the food the burgers are fresh. I mean, kudos to that. It's not, McDonald's little crappy 1/8-inch thick processed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll give them credit. A lot of, Culver's is a staple in Wisconsin, and, that's great. But I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah. What would you prefer then, if you're not a huge fan of Culver's?
I don't really eat fast food at all.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, I guess if you said, "Hey, we're going to get fast food, what do you want?" I'd probably pick Wendy's.
Okay.
Or Burger King maybe. But
yeah,
I don't really eat fast food. Like I'll stop at McDonald's when I'm on the road for work, and I just need something quick to get by, but that's far and few between that I stop. I mean, I don't even really get much from Quick Trip, as far as fast food for their stuff. So again, I just don't really eat fast food.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit different. That's probably why I'm a little bit fatter, but but no, I do prefer Wendy's though over like Burger King or McDonald's. So we do agree on that.
I would definitely say I would take Wendy's. I would take if you said pick someplace, Wendy's would probably be my vote. Actually, back in the day when there was Hardee's or Carl's Jr., depending on your location, that was always a fan favorite of mine. The Frisco burger was always up there.
Yeah, Frisco is pretty good too. Yeah.
Do you have those over by you?
We have one literally about a mile away from my house, and then we have one in Racine, but there's only 2 that I know of.
I think by us we have one, and I don't remember if it's a Carl's Jr. or a Hardee's, but it's the same thing.
Ours is Hardee's. Yeah.
Is it? I know there's a Hardee's at a truck stop in Lodi.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think there's one by us here in Madison area, but otherwise, I don't really know.
Every time I drive past it, there's like no one in the parking lot, and you're like, is it still open? And I will stop in once in a while because they do grilled cheese sandwiches, and my wife's a vegetarian in the kids menu, and it's a legit Frisco patty, like the thick Texas toast, the thick Texas toast with a nice cheese layer and everything. They do it really well.
Okay, all right. I'm going there this afternoon. I'm going there.
Oh, I'm not a fast food person, but I'll stop and get one.
I'm a sucker for a grilled cheese. I mean, come on.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, you imagine if they had tomato soup too.
Oh, yeah, a little dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're totally off topic.
I know. So anyway, yeah. So obviously, Ty and I, we want to talk about the LPGA in Erin Hills. I mean, it's right in our backyard, right? So
yeah, I mean, we should probably discuss it.
Yeah, just a little bit here. No, just kidding. We have to give him some due. I watched a little bit yesterday, to be honest, because I was a marshal for a high school tournament at Erin Hills a couple years back for the PGA Junior Foundation. They hold a tournament for all the high schools
Cool.
at Erin Hills, and I was a marshal on the third hole. So I just wanted to see how these ladies played the third hole, and I was just curious. And so one fun fact is I actually saw an eagle on that hole. A kid hit it within hit his drive about like 160 in, and then he made that 160 yards for an eagle. And I was the only one to see it because I was on top of the hill, making sure that I can see everyone's ball. And what was kind of interesting is that if you don't know about the third hole, it is you have to hit up to the hole, and then there's a bunker in the front. So this kid hit it perfectly right above the bunker, and it just rolled right into the hole, and he didn't see it or anything. I'm like, oh, good shot, you made it. He's like, really?
Cool.
Yeah, so it was a pretty cool experience. But I just wanted to see how they were playing that hole. So
one thing I want to put out there before we get into this is our apologies to butchering the names.
I mean, we'll get there.
We'll do our best, but our apologies to the ladies. We're probably going to butcher some of these names. Just
all right,
courtesy right out of the gate.
Okay, so they haven't started the third round yet. So
yeah, I see that the first tee time looks like it's coming up shortly.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't know about you, but in our area, the Milwaukee area, we got slammed with rain last night.
Really?
Yeah, like starting at like 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. We probably got at least an inch of rain. At least.
That doesn't surprise me. We were golfing in the Dells yesterday, and around 3:30, 4 o'clock, it got really dark. Didn't get a drop of rain, but it got really dark. I was surprised when we hit the turn that we didn't get rained on.
Yeah, and I was looking at the weather, and I'm like, it looked great. And then all of a sudden, these like pop-ups just showed up and just slammed us. So maybe it's a later start because of that. I doubt it, but
it looks like, from what I can tell, the first tee time is 11. Right now. There's a 10:01.
Oh yeah, I see it.
That looks like it's the first one, so it looks like it's about to kick off right now.
Which is kind of interesting that they're starting at 10, but maybe.
Well, there's asterisks next to some of the tee time, so it looks like they're going back and then front.
Okay.
But there is a couple 10:01s, or a couple players at 10:01 with an asterisk, and 10:12 and so forth. So that's probably it. With all the rain that you guys got, that it just
maybe
pushed everything back a little bit, and then started some off on the back nine.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Starting at 10, usually you would expect around 8, start. But right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and normally round 3 they don't start, back 9, front 9. So
anyways, so let's just get right into it. Again, we keep on topic here.
Because we're so good at that.
So Mao Sejao, is it Shago? Shago's leading.
I was waiting for you to say it because I have no idea.
Sego. She's leading with -8.
I guess it's
Sego.
Yeah.
Mao Sego. And then Corda. I picked her to win it. Someone asked on our group, who's going to win it? I'm like, I'm going to pick the American Corda. Nelly Corda.
Well,
She's second. She's 3 behind.
she's your Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
you
your
always have to pick
Scheffler.
her. Yeah. Let's see here. Third place is Sarah Schmelzel. She's right there as well with -5.
Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 players at 5 under.
Yeah. So I was watching again yesterday, and there were some holes where some players, I mean, it was every hole, but you would see like the threesome, and then you would always see one of the players hit into the fescue or something like that, and they just had a hard time trying to, get close to the green and make par, if not bogey. I've seen a lot of doubles and triple bogeys yesterday, which kind of surprised me. A lot of the putting too. They were playing a lot of break and then it didn't break, or the opposite. They were playing with no break and then all of a sudden it broke on them. Like I think they were getting a lot of these players were getting frustrated with the putting aspect of it, and these were like 10 to 5 foot putts. They were just like it was a very interesting to watch these professionals kind of struggle with putting. Because I think Aaron Hills, these greens are very large and undulating, and so when you put that flag in that one spot on the ridge, all of a sudden, reading a putt, it may break 8 feet or it may break 1 foot. So them trying to gauge and trying to get as close as possible for their second putt is crucial. So it's all about leg putting, I believe, and a lot of these ladies were having trouble with leg putting it up close enough where they didn't have to worry about the break as much.
Yeah, I didn't see anything the last 2 days. We both have been she was on vacation all week, and I took Thursday and Friday off, and we golfed, so we were away from a TV screen both days. So I mean, just looking at scores, I mean, the Saigao, she's 8 under, 70 and a 66. She was doing something right.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying too is that the course is not like dried out either. So these scores are actually quote unquote low for a U.S. Open LPGA event because the greens are holding a little bit more instead of having balls like hit the green and then kind of rolling further out.
Well, if you got an inch of rain last night,
yeah,
that'll probably definitely change the course today. So be interesting to see what they shoot today.
Yeah, I have a feeling it'll probably be similar to round 2, probably around, kind of like the mid high 60s would be like, your leader, or like, your top 5 players will probably be shooting that. You're not going to see, huge numbers like, 77 or 78 or, 75 for the top 10 players. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see round 3 and then round 4, obviously.
Yeah,
so yeah,
we're not golfing today. We might go to the range for a little bit, but maybe try to check out the third round today a little bit more.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's good. It's good golf. It's great golf.
Oh, it's so much fun to watch. I mean, even watching, the amateur tours, or I think it was last week that watching the D1 men's college. I mean, even that was fun to watch.
Yeah. And then even the women's college, who shoot. Now
I already know where you're going with this.
They were down like 6 or something like that.
Was it Oklahoma?
No.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, they were down and they just came roaring back.
Yeah, to win it on the last putt, and then they just went crazy against women's college golf.
It was funny. We were one day after work, we were watching it, and
Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Yeah.
So were they playing Oklahoma?
They beat Stanford, which was red, so red and white. So
Okay, all right.
probably
Well,
like
I guess I was at least in the ballpark.
yeah.
But
So I mean,
but
that was
Lindsay saw the girls carrying their bag, and one had a push cart, and she goes, they don't have a caddy. I'm like, this is college. It doesn't work that way.
so I coached, and so what's really cool about the college too is that the coaches can walk with the players and basically
Yeah.
be quote unquote their caddy, telling them like what you would do or if they have any questions and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they're pushing their cart or they're carrying their bags and they're doing their own thing, and they're like, what the hell's going on? It's like,
yeah, it was funny. She had no idea that, she just thought that once, you get to that level that you just automatically have a caddy. And it's like, no, it just doesn't work that way.
well, the thing is that if I'm a college student nowadays with the NIL, I'd be like, carry my bag, pay me money and carry my bag.
Do you really think that college golfers get NIL?
Dude, there's like gymnastics. There's a couple of gymnastic ladies that are getting nils because they're followers
Okay.
on Instagram.
I'll be honest. I don't know a whole lot about the nil. I mean, it's. I would think outside of football and basketball, the nil would be pretty minuscule.
Who was the basketball manager that got a nil deal with like beatbox or whatever? The guy that oh my god, the guy college basketball manager gets a nil deal.
The manager got one.
The I'm looking this up too.
Go for it because I have no idea.
So Aurora Khan, student manager at McNeese State University, manager got a nil deal for $100,000.
Okay, I remember seeing a clip on that.
He was the one that like brought out the beatbox and he was like dancing with the team and stuff like that. So Buffalo Wild Wings, Pick and TurboTax partnered up and
okay. Now that you say it, I remember seeing something on it, but for the life of me, I never would have been able to tell you. Not for the life of me.
Yeah, so yeah, it happened this year, so that's why I kind of brought it up. Then, yeah, I just
wasn't McNeese. Didn't they win their first round or something in the
they won?
Madness?
I think did
they win 2?
I want to say they got to the Sweet 16 and then they lost.
I've been a terrible sports fan this year, just terrible. It's like if it's outside of golf, even golf, I haven't even been following as close this year. I've just been so dang busy.
Yeah, I'm looking that up right now.
I mean, when I'm driving from job site to job site and listening to ESPN radio, it's almost like if they don't talk about it, I don't know about it. So thank you to ESPN radio.
Yeah. I don't remember. Whatever.
Anyhow, so back to the LPGA.
LPGA.
So yeah, I'll try to check it out a little bit. Like I said, we don't really have a whole lot going on today, and I'll have some screen time and take a peek at it. And so you're taking Nelly Korda because that's your Scottie Scheffler.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
So
yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't even know who to pick, so I'm not even going to make a pick.
Well, whoever you pick, whoever's betting, do not bet on that person.
Tiger Woods.
There you go.
He won't win. But, no, I'll take fine. I'll take Maya Stark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where's she at? I just saw her name.
She's one of the 5 under. I'll take Maya Stark.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Maya. I didn't mean to jinx you. My apologies.
And now she lost.
My apologies.
She's from Sweden, so there you go.
Yeah. So I was talking with a friend of mine last week, and we were talking sports just all across the board: football, basketball, baseball. I mean, golf, the whole 9 yards. And there was a guy sitting on the other side of him, and he said that golfers are not athletes, and golf is not a sport. And I laughed, my buddy laughed, everybody around that heard him say it laughed. And he said there are no differences in the game. And we both looked at him, funny, and we're like, so elevation, weather, that means nothing. And he said, just golfers aren't athletes. And it just, I can't in any way, shape, or form wrap my head around how they're not an athlete.
Well, did you ask the guy, does he play golf?
He said that he plays golf a little bit. He wants to play more, but he doesn't really play it. So, I mean, that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But how can you not say that golf isn't a sport or they're not athletes?
Well, also, you can also say, look at how many football players, look at how many baseball players, look at how many basketball players are now taking up golf as a sport, and like they're loving it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
We don't have to go on and on about this, but I just wanted to throw it out there. It was just like almost it was ridiculous. My brain almost stopped working when he said that. It was just like, it was like, oh, your USB port is full. Please put a new one in.
Cuckoo!
Yeah,
it's like
pretty much.
Air
it was
codes
like it was just like I was speechless, which is very rare.
So let's see here. So I just looked up the definition of sport and what is a sport.
Okay.
So a sport is generally defined as a competitive activity involving physical exertion or skill governed by rules and often engaged in for entertainment. So there you go.
It's a sport.
It's golf. Golf is a sport.
Yeah. Again, I just had to bring it up because it was just absurd when he said that. I couldn't believe it.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, I bet you he doesn't play golf at all.
And he did openly admit that he wasn't a big golfer, but it was something. I was waiting for him to say it's a sport I'd like to play more, but he didn't say it. But I was waiting. I was like, come on, say it. You're so close. You're so close. And then he started rambling a little bit more, and he reeled me in and got me going. So
yeah.
Oh well, moving on.
Wait, one last thing, but also think about like golf too. Is like you have to be kind of flexible, man. If you're kind of rigid, that ball is not going to go where you want it to go. So I'm just saying that too. You have to move those hips, your legs, arms, shoulders.
And, with going into that, the last couple rounds, I've really been struggling with distance. I mean, I bet I'm 15 yards short on all clubs. And if not more, I really, that's part of the reason why I want to go to the range this afternoon is try to figure out, why I'm so much shorter.
Yeah.
I haven't changed my grip, my stance, anything, but I mean, there were a couple shots the last few days. Well, actually majority of the shots the last few days that I'm just not hitting the ball as far as, what I normally hit my irons.
Yeah, there's a couple of factors. I mean, obviously wind elevation, but you probably factored that in. So
correct.
Couple other things. I know I played with you a couple weeks ago for that scramble. I did notice that you do hit the ball really high, and so you're losing distance in that aspect. Now it's a good thing to hit high, especially if you're playing on greens that are very dry and they run out a lot. So if you're on the PGA Tour, you'd probably be a pretty good iron player because you can throw it up there in the sky and kind of not have it roll out and get pretty close to the hole. However, again, you're kind of losing a little bit more distance when you do that. Usually, like when that occurs, when you're hitting the ball that high, it's called casting. It's like when you break your wrists and you kind of flip your wrists. And so you might want to reconsider about like holding your lines and your angles of your wrists and your arms to make sure that you're compacting the ball correctly, so that your ball flight's a little bit lower, more penetrating. And so you might want to look at that, and so that brings me to my next thing is when I'm always working on my swing and I know that I need to fix something, I always record myself. So make sure that you record yourself and look at your swing, like a down view, and then also a straight on view, not like, in front, but like a side view, and then behind you view. That will help you analyze your swing, and just
Okay.
have your fiance Lindsay record you on the side, so she's looking at your you record you a couple times, and then record behind you down the line, to see what's happening with your swing.
Yeah, I can always take my iPad with me too and put that behind so I can get both.
Yeah, I use a stand, so I use my iPhone and I just put it on a stand and I just hit record, and then I'll take like 3 or 4 swings in a row, and then I'll switch the the positioning of the camera, depending on where I record.
Right.
So, and then do a couple of swings and then stop, and then when you're looking at it, try and see what's going on. You can compare it to other people's swings, maybe a professional like Tiger Woods or something like that, and see what's the difference. Oh, I do this. Oh, why is that club going in that direction when it should be going this direction? Things like that. You be surprised. Oh, I thought I was doing this correct, and then all of a sudden you're like, I look at it on the camera, and you're like, I'm doing it totally the opposite way, but it feels like I'm doing it the right way. So that's why I always record. You'll be surprised on what you record. So
yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way. Something to try.
Have you ever recorded yourself? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's eye opening. You the first couple of swings, you'll be like, oh my God, I do that. You'll
like,
be.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I hit the scores that I normally that I'm hitting?
Well, or how about this? Man, I can really fix this and maybe go even lower.
Yeah, it was Thursday. We played Kestrel Ridge in Columbus, and I think I shot 85.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make a putt to save my life. All my approach shots were short. And then yesterday we were at Coldwater Canyon in the Dells, and I shot an 81. I was 8 over on the front and +1 on the back.
Well, you figured something out.
I had to go up like 2 clubs.
Yeah.
But I really fell apart the last 3 holes. The wind picked up big time, and it was right in our face, and it was just it wasn't great shots, but they were saving shots. But
yeah, so when I tend to play into the wind because I'm used to the wind. If you play Eyes Grove down Racine, it's always windy there. It's at least 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, if not higher, all the time. So I tend to like my ball flight a little bit lower so that the wind doesn't really play with it as much. I mean, it's still gonna, knock it down or, push it or left or right or, whatever, but it's not going to affect it as much. And like I said, you hit your ball so high that the wind's going to definitely affect your ball path for sure. So.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, and I've always been like that. I've always hit the ball really high, and it's just over the years of picking and choosing clubs and shafts and getting the right thing. Like I'll never forget years and years ago when there was the first Golf Galaxy in Madison. I came up to get some clubs, and the guy tried putting me in a high launch iron with a high trajectory for kick point. I was like, no, this isn't going to work. And he's like, no, let's just try him. And I said, we can hit them all you want, but this is not what I need. I need a low launch and a low kick point. And it was just, he was so just hell bent on putting me in a high launch. And I was like, well, I'm going to go get some lunch and come back. And I came back and I worked with somebody else.
Yeah. So when I played, in high school and mostly in college and stuff like that, I would bomb the ball off the tee, like even more so than I do now. And I would always hit my irons really high, sky high, kind of like what you do. And I found out that I cast or I flip, right before I hit the ball. And so what's great about flipping or casting a little bit is that you get a higher launch angle for your drives and you hit the ball off the tee further because of that, which is really great. So you're always down, that hole, but it's not as great with your irons. And so I always struggled exactly what you said. People were trying to get, giving me that ball that always has a higher ball flight or like the irons and like, oh, you should be using these irons. And it's like, dude, I can get the ball up in the air with no problem. I don't need that.
Right.
I need that lower trajectory. Like, so I would use like Bridgestone came up with all these like different, E types, and I would always use like E7, E12s.
E12s,
Yeah, the lower ball flights because I needed that. And so I then eventually recorded myself and saw that I flipped and I casted. And I'm like, shoot, that's why I'm hitting the ball so high. That's why I can launch the ball off the tee so far as well. And so then I started fixing that swing. And now I'm I can play the ball exactly how I want it. I'm more consistent. And again, that's golf. You want to be more consistent. And so I can basically had that same ball flight and the same movement on my ball that I expect. And so now I'm more consistent. And that's why I shoot a little bit lower than most people because of that. And spend the last, probably it's getting closer to now 10 years, probably 10 to 5 years is where I really changed the evolution of my swing.
All right. I'll definitely have to take that into consideration. And
recording yourself is a game changer because you'll see and you're like, oh God, kind of thing. I'm curious if you do go to the range and you record yourself. I almost want to see your reaction when you see your swing.
Well, I want to send you the video, but I don't want you to repost it on here.
I won't. Hey guys, if you give me money, I might have to post this later on. No. Share, like, and follow, and I'll share you guys the video.
Okay, great, sweet.
But so that's what I would do is I would definitely record and see what your swing looks like, and then say, hey, I noticed that I do this, so go on YouTube, how to fix this, whatever it is, and that's how I kind of slowly did that. But then I would also get lessons and say, hey, I saw that myself in my recordings. I cast. Is there like drills or things I can do to kind of slowly change that from, casting to, actually, compressing the ball and keeping my angles the way I want. So that's
all right. Well, should we discuss what's going on at the Memorial?
Sure, we can. We talked about this a little bit before the show, so let's get into it.
So round 3.
Yep, is in progress.
Well, I'm on PGA Tour, and it doesn't look like anybody started yet, which is odd.
Yep, same here. It's like 10:30. You would think they'd be teeing off just like the ladies, right?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I noticed were the score differences between.
They literally just started. Matsuyama's on fairway 10 right now, and Cameron Young is on 6 with Wyndham Clark. Yeah, they literally just started.
But there were quite a few score differences.
Yeah, you're talking about from round 1 to round 2. There were some huge differences. You want to go through a couple of those?
Well, Sam Burns round 1 shot a 76, and then round 2 was 65.
Yeah, that's insane. That swing. 11 stroke swing. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Henley was a 74 and then a 68. And I mean, Morikawa was a 67 in round 1 and then a 75.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest one is Justin Rose. He shot a 78 day 1. In day 2, round 2, he shot a 66.
Yeah.
And that put him at even. I mean, that's just night and day.
And like what here's one right here. Keegan Bradley, your guy.
Yeah, 69 and a 76. That's
Yeah.
just crazy. I mean, like what were they just off? Was the course that different?
Well, you would think if it was so different, the pros would be like the same. So they would score like really high the first round, but then really low the second round. But you have the opposite on different players. So maybe they got, our bet on the wrong side of the bed. I mean, like you said, like I've never seen that big of a swing, like a 76 to a 66, or Justin Rose 78 to 66. I meant, that's a huge swing. That's 12 strokes difference. Like that's
just crazy.
Usually you'll see like a 4 or 5, you're like, okay, but 12. I mean,
right.
There's something going on there. I don't know if,
maybe too much Wednesday night before Thursday's round.
Yeah. Or
I mean, we've all done that before. Well, maybe not Wednesday night into Thursday, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going.
Yeah. It's just a really odd. Maybe he hit, too many a lot of penalty strokes. Like
I suppose yeah, you're right.
A lot of water.
You hit a couple of OB or in the water, whatever the case may be. I mean, it adds up. It adds up quick.
So I'm looking right now, and so like he started off really well. So round 1, he actually shot a 35 on the front.
But then still on Justin Rose.
Yeah, and he shot a 43 on the back. He had a double on 12 and a triple on 17.
Oh, I see that. Oh, yeah, the back 9 was not good to him at all.
Dude, look at number 17. So click on 17.
I see that.
So his second shot was short of the green. He must have scalded it across the green. His third shot was a chunk short. His fourth shot then finally got onto the green, and then he 3-putted.
Yep, I see that now. Yeah, second shot was short, then long, then a chunk, then long, and yeah,
That's like my numbers.
I was gonna say, I swear I wasn't there, but that looks like my golf.
Yeah, that's 17. Wow, that really. I bet you he was pissed.
Well, he 3-putted on 18.
Let's see here.
Oh, sorry, 2-putted. 2-putted. My bad. He was driver OB.
Yep.
Driver OB.
Yep.
I guess. Well, his second shot, but his third was in, and then he 2-putted.
Yeah. Yep. 2-putted. But I mean, oof. Yeah,
that looks like me golfing.
Yeah.
Nice first round.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like he started off strong.
Yeah.
And then let's look at the second round. Oh, he eagled on 3, so he hold it. Yeah. So he hold out on 3, so that helps.
Yeah.
Then
he just went batshit crazy on the back 9. Geez, 1, 2, 3, 6 under on the back.
Yep. No, 5 under, but yeah.
So birdie 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, no,
6 under on the band.
6 birdies and a bogey. 6 birdies.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't see
5 under to finish 6 under. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's let's go back to round 1. That looks like my scorecard. So there you go. Well, probably not the front, but.
Well, and you look at the eagle that he got on 3, it looked like he was barely safe on his drive.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Huh.
Yeah. I do like the PGA Tour things that you can look up. It's pretty cool to see.
It is pretty fun to be able to sit there and track everything.
Yeah,
So, all right, with everybody just starting, round 3 today, Nick Taylor or Ben Griffin going to be able to win this they're tied for first with a 2-shot lead.
Look who's fourth.
I know. Jeez, your golden boy is fourth right now at 3 off the lead.
Tiger Woods, no, Scottie, Tiger Woods, Scheffler.
Yeah, pretty much for you. I get it.
Yeah. You know what? I might, I kind of like Nick Taylor and Ben Griffin to hold on. Ben Griffin, I believe he did pretty well last tournament. Don't remember off the top of my head. He is 5th in the FedEx Cup, so he has 2 career wins. Yeah, I think, you know what, over Taylor, I think Ben Griffin's gonna come out on top over him.
If I had to pick the two of them, I'd take Griffin as well. Sorry, Ben, you're screwed.
So everyone, please bet on Taylor.
Nick Taylor, correct. Bet on the Canadian, because Tom and I just basically killed Ben Griffin.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Spieth is right there, tied for 5th.
Shane Lowry's right there.
I just there is a lot of golf to be played. There's still 2 more rounds, and being 4 off is not terrible.
Well, so, and Taylor and Griffin might just try to play a safe round today, where people that are, you go down to tied for 12th that are even, these guys are going to be playing the score today.
Well, that's a really good question. So, do you think the winner is going to be at -7?
I have no idea.
I don't.
Back to whether golf is a sport or not. There's so many equations. What's the weather like? What's the course playing like?
Yeah.
Where do they put the pins? I mean, you would think that the winner would be at 7 under or more.
Well, it will be. So I'm looking at the previous scores. If you average it out, let's say it's -4 for each round. I know it's -7, but I'm just rounding up.
Right.
So -8, so -4 for each round. So they should finish, around -16, which sounds like a lot. I'm thinking probably -12.
I was going to say, I'd say maybe around 12.
-16 sounds like a lot. It looks like there's a lot of roller coastering scores here. So,
well, and if the weather's bad, wind, rain, whatever, all the elements of golf that piss us off, I would say around 12 is going to be the winner.
Did you look at the odds to win? Did you look on the far right of all those stats here? My golden boy.
I know, your golden boy.
+175, and then everyone else is like +400, +600.
Well, look at Sam Burns is 2,200.
I mean, they're picking Scottie Scheffler to win it. That's awesome.
Well, tied for 12th at even, Ryan Fox +22,000. It's like I need to just go down to Rockford to Hard Rock and put some money on that just for the sake of it.
Well, I mean, the person that made the cut was +5, and now they're +9, Michael Kim, and he's +100,000 to win it. Just put $1 on it, and if he wins it, you win $100,000.
I'd probably put it at that. If everybody that's at that plus 100,000, I'd probably put it on JT.
Yeah, Miwoo Lee too. I mean, Miwoo Lin. That is just starting the plus 100,000. Tommy Fleetwood's plus 40,000. It's fun to watch. Like, you have Ludwig Oberg tied for 27th. You have Andrew Novak tied for 32. Like, golf is just a weird sport, man. It's like you'll be on top one weekend, and then then you're on the bottom on like or you don't make the cut.
Yeah, bent over the barrel the next week.
Yeah, it's a crazy sport. If you're off, man, you are not loving golf. But when you're on that high of hitting like great shots and scoring low, you're always like, okay, let's play again. Let's play another 18. And then all of a sudden you play that second 18 and you're like, all right, I'm done with golf now.
You're not wrong.
But I mean, looking at the scores, I mean, that's kind of what a lot of these players have been doing this weekend. Like the Justin Rose, if you shot a 78 on the first round and then you come out with a 66, like how did he shoot a 66 just after a 78? Like you're like basically last. I mean, he must have been last. Oh, there's Justin Thomas shot 80. Never mind. Never mind. But what I'm saying is like you're bottom.
Yeah, but Justin Thomas shot an 80 and then a 69.
I know. Like, how do you shoot a 69 then? Like I would just be like, I'm screwed, but he came out and shot a 69, Like,
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how the weekend plays out.
Yeah. So, exactly. So
yeah, we'll definitely we'll get together probably Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll probably do Tuesday or yeah, something, whatever. We'll figure.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But just wanted to also give a big shout out to Wisconsin Classic Golf Tour. They sell a pass that has over 100 different courses on it. Locally here in Wisconsin, all over, there's actually a few Minnesota courses in there and a few Illinois courses in there. Started working with them. They're great people, locally owned. And then shout out to Spiders Golf Clubs. That's locally over by you. Yep. I believe they're just outside of Waukesha.
New Berlin, yep.
New Berlin, yep. So shout out to those two. We're going to be having some giveaways in the next few weeks. So to those that comment, like, share, we're going to be doing some giveaways. A little bit of a secret of what it is, mainly because we haven't finalized what we're going to give away, but we've got some stuff in the works. So
hint, Spiders golf gloves.
Wisconsin Classic Golf Tour. Hint. But it'll be something. We thank everybody that's been, loyal to us since the beginning and listening and commenting and sharing. So thank you all.
Yep. Thank you guys. Again, thank you to Wisconsin Classic Golf Tour and Spiders Golf Gloves.
So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you after the Memorial.
See ya. Peace.
Peace.